Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Are you looking to crush your lack of motivation? Man, I've got some great tips for you in this podcast. Stay tuned. Hey, my friend, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, the power of possibility, passion, and purpose. And how many times have you not achieved your goals and let yourself down due to lack of motivation? I mean, it just crushes you, right? So today I'm going to share some really powerful tips. And just a few of these are in a document, a free cheat sheet that I have for you that you can download at morningsuccesshabits.com. I know you'll love them. You'll find them valuable. You can just head over there and download them. But I'm going to share a few of these with you if you're on the road and just driving along and want to take it in because, man, you let yourself down again. You can't seem to get motivated. It leads to procrastination, anxiety, stress possibly, and maybe some self-pity along the way. And whether it's losing weight or bringing your business into just to be successful, motivation, it's essential for growth and success. And I know it's not easy to stay motivated at all. I mean, there are times that life will just throw you curveballs, or when you just don't feel like it, or you're just not in the mood, or you're a little sick, or the day feels off, whatever it is. It's not always easy to stay motivated, but you need to take charge. You need to take ownership and make conscious efforts even and during those times when you don't want to. So if you're wanting to change the course of your life, your business, your relationships, here are some effective ways to crush your lack of motivation. One, it's to write down your goals. I know it sounds hokey. Sometimes we just think our goals, or we think, I'll get those written down at some point. But there is a power of transferring it from your brain right through your arm, into your hand, down the pen, and onto paper or a note card. And that power, it's often underestimated. But when you get those down, make them as specific as possible. Assign deadlines to them. But to tell you the truth, there was one year I put down, I just kind of highlighted the goals. I didn't even put a deadline on there. I just knew I wanted to accomplish those in 1 year. And one of them was just to go on 3 dates. I don't know if you know my story, but I'd lost my first wife in a car accident. Never thought I would ever date again. I was content with, being in my life the way it was. But I thought maybe I'll try dating, and it just scared me. Maybe I wanted to do something scary that year. There were three or four things that I wanted to do, but one of them was just go on 3 dates. And bam, it's interesting how the universe kind of shifts for you and roots you on. And within about a month's time, I was going on my first date. As a matter of fact, I ended up getting married to that lady, so it was pretty cool. But when it comes to your goals, revisit them regularly, post them in places that you can see them, and that will help them get drilled further into your head. Start today on those. Maybe take out your laptop or the notes app on your phone and get to recording those down, and then actually transfer them to paper and a notepad, paper, note card sort of thing, to get those posted where you can see them. I got this from a book that I was reading. It's called Atomic Habits. It's called Goals Are Good for Setting a Direction, and Following a System are Best for Making Progress. So if you can find a system that will help you reach those goals, there's a little power tip for you there too. Tip number 2 is to stop procrastination. And the next time you find yourself putting things off, I'm kind of raising my hand here going, I tend to do that. But the next time you do that, you need to break that pattern, stop and assess the reasons for that are behind the procrastination, and get to the root cause and eliminate that in order to overcome that poor habit. Because procrastination, it sabotages your life. It sabotages your mental health. It makes you feel more anxious. There's a great book out there. I guess I'm sharing books today called Eat That Frog. It's by Brian Tracy. Amazing tips. If you battle with procrastination, that is a book for you. You'll do that. Number 3 is to celebrate the small wins. A lot of times we wait until we reach our goal. We aren't going to celebrate until then, but an achievement, no matter how small, it deserves to be acknowledged. I just got done with a course. I just got a certification. It took me a month and a half to get through this course. But along the way, as you were going through the course, they give you little awards, little badges. I think that's what's really popular with video games too. They will have little awards and badges and levels that you can achieve. While the whole thing is to get through the course and get your certification or win the game. You want to celebrate the wins along the way. So I coach a lot of people when it comes to health and fitness, and we celebrate those benchmarks, whether it's 2 pounds at a time, or it's getting into a smaller size, or it's just the fact that I have more energy, or I walked up a flight of stairs without getting winded. Those sort of things need to be celebrated. So get in the habit of doing that. Tip number 4 here is to practice gratitude. Making gratefulness a part of your daily routine is super important, because you can't be angry and upset and be grateful at the same time. Okay? So this is going to help you retain a high motivational level when it comes to just wanting to crush those goals. It revitalizes your spirit, renews your enthusiasm for life. So one of the things I do while I say things out loud in gratitude, I also record them in like a gratitude journal. I actually have something called a 5-minute journal. I'll put links to these things in the podcast notes, the podcast write-up show notes, because I'm sharing a lot of great things. But I use the 5-minute journal just to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for each day. And I come up with 3 different things, because life is filled with a lot of things that bring blessings and goodness and happiness to our life, and we need to recognize those, and that in itself can spark motivation. And when you string along that gratitude and the success, you'll notice that'll power up your day after day after day and build momentum. So that's why I often tell people, it's like, if you want some great tips on gratitude and even affirmations, which I'm going to talk about in a bit, that's where that cheat sheet I talked to you about at morningsuccesshabits.com is really going to help you propel that and be able to do those, whether it's in the morning or any time during the day. I like to do it in the morning, because when I start the day that way, when I win the morning, I win the day. Tip number 5 is just to be optimistic. Life is not always upbeat. And instead of letting negativity take over, adopt an optimistic approach to your life. You just quit overthinking, ask the right questions, focus on finding solutions. A lot of times people just have a knee-jerk reaction to complaining and thinking the negative. I find this often. I'll give a compliment to somebody, and they'll instantly change it to, yeah, but... and they're deflecting. And you know what? Just accept the good things. That we were talking about gratitude. Accept the good things. Look for the good things in life, and look for solutions. And tip number 6 here is to not dwell on the past. Don't look back. You're not going that way. You're just going forward, right? And looking back, that can give rise to your fears, your regrets, prevent you from making progress. It wastes time. I'm not saying you can't learn from your past. Learn from the past, recalculate, readjust, forgive yourself, and move forward. Next tip is to face your fears. That's what stops a lot of people in their tracks from the beginning, is just being afraid to step out of their comfort zone, being afraid, creating all these stories in their head that really aren't true. And you're never going to find motivation where there's fear. So you've got to identify it. You've got to face it. Ask yourself, what's stopping me? What am I scared of? And then accept it. Work and create an action plan for solutions to get little benchmark wins along the way. Tap into experts for help. Possibly even tap into therapy. I know a lot of people get value from seeing a therapist, not because there's anything wrong, but to unlock things to create bigger potential. Next tip is to visualize your success. I love visualization. It's one of the most effective motivation techniques. You'll see a lot of athletes do that. Perhaps people going into a business meeting, they're closing their eyes, they're going and visualizing how they want this meeting to turn out, or how do they want the sports game to turn out? What's the end? Or how do they want their performance to be right before a golf swing? And where's the ball going to land? And it's not just visualizing in a vision, but it's sensing, what do things smell like? What do I hear? What do I see? What if I'm out to dinner? What does it taste like for the perfect date that you're going on? If that's one of the goals that you're going on. Visualization is great, and even having a vision board is another way to fire up your motivation that way. So I've got some great motivation tips there for you too. Find inspiration, whether it's from books, podcasts, videos, audios, quotes. Find what inspires you and turn it into your motivation when you're really desperate for it. Next one. This is something I need to take more time and do. It's downtime. Schedule downtime for yourself. A lot of times we get so busy, we're working, we always feel like we got to do the next thing. That's where I'm at right now. I work from home, so my office is always right there, whether I'm in the kitchen or in the living room or even in the office. It's always there, and I feel compelled to come out and serve and create content, but you got to take downtime for yourself. That's taking time to relax your mind, your body. Maybe it's taking a vacation. Maybe it's hobbies. Maybe it's just meeting up with some friends or going out to a movie. Yesterday, I took time and just went for 30 minutes, went down and sat at the pool. Today, I took about 30 minutes, went and sat at a park. It's really refreshing and rejuvenating. And I guess my last tip here is meditation. Now, I strive to get better at this, but I also know that by practicing daily, you do get better with that. And meditation lets you take control of your mind. It improves your focus, your concentration. I think it can help tap into the universal law and to present opportunities that you may not have realized. And for me, I use a guided meditation. I've done some on my own, but sometimes I like the guided meditations as well. I've got a nice list. I'll put in the show notes a list of some of my favorite meditation apps, so you have those there. But that is another great one to do. Now, a lot of these, I will package them into 10 minutes, 15 minutes of my morning, all of these. It's really, really super simple to do them, spending a few minutes at a time with each one. But I'll tell you what, if motivation is something that you find that you're lacking, you start doing these, taking 15 minutes of time to do these and to do them each day, you're going to find that your motivation is going to kick in and do really, really well. So bottom line, don't expect to get rid of your lack of motivation overnight. Just try maybe 1, 2, or 3 of these habits. Download my cheat sheet there and be consistent and deliberate with them and see how you feel. Then, after you get consistent, add in a new habit. Start today and commit to making a positive change in your life. Once again, for my full list, download the free Morning Success Habits cheat sheet at morningsuccesshabits.com. I know you'll love them. You'll find them really valuable. You'll be fired up. You'll be emailing me and saying, Perry, they work. I'm motivated. I'm achieving my goals. It's totally awesome. Well, that's all I have for this week. Thanks for tuning in today and being a part of this podcast. If you found it valuable, please pass it on to somebody that you know who could benefit. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.